Hey there, folks. So someone told me I need to make more videos on a more frequent basis. So I figured I was going to have a large dinner tonight, and I thought I would take some time to sit down, fire up the camera, and have a conversation with y'all as I was having it. So swung by the old Noodles and Company and grabbed a bunch of stuff. I'm not even going to see if I can try to stuff this all down because I know I won't. So you've probably seen that there's a little bit of a change here since the last time we spoke. At least I'm pretty sure since the last time we spoke, a bunch of stuff came off. I'm just kind of in a weird place in life right now. Some of you who've been talking to me know what's going on and why it's a weird place. And the majority of you who don't have no goddamn idea. But I'm okay with that one way or the other. But yeah. Like I said, I'm kind of in a weird place in life right now. I'm still trying to process several things happening to me in life. But the one that hit kind of close to home and hard, which is kind of why I decided to pick up the razor and debarify myself, was probably going out to Midwest Fur Fest. Went out to the con and kind of found some folks out there to be a little disappointed, period. What the hell am I saying, period? You can tell that you spend too much goddamn time doing text to talk on your phone when you're dictating punctuation. So when I made mention of the fact that I was going out to the con, I had all sorts of people just talking the world's most amazing shit game to me on Telegram. Oh my God, I can't believe that I'm going to finally get to meet you. Hopefully we can get some time alone and we can do some things with each other. Take that and multiply it by about 10 different people. That was the virtuality. The reality, unfortunately, didn't match that. The reality was me sitting in a hotel room looking at Telegram and getting blown off left and right. Other people would see the message and not respond, And apparently they don't know that in Telegram, when someone has a double check next to their message, you know that they've seen it. So it was either very clear that they saw the messages and were either not responding, or they were off looking for something better and kind of keeping me as plan B. Now, I'll tell you why I know about that in just a minute. So that was the first category. The second category was that I had people tell me point blank on Telegram, well, I'm trying to hook up with someone else tonight, but I'll contact you if that doesn't come through. Now stop and think about that for a second. I'm busy pursuing someone else, but in the event I can't bump uglies with them, you're my backup plan. Has anyone ever wanted to be someone else's backup plan? Ever? And that was pretty much how it went for the whole damn con for me. And then when I went in Telegram and started calling some people out on their shitty behavior the weekend before, the excuses started to flow, man. It was like the goddamn UN of excuses, the United Nations of excuses. And no one once ever just said the phrase, I'm sorry. I am sorry that I treated you as a backup. I am sorry that I treated you as a plan B. I am sorry that I did not give you consideration or even think about the fact that you had feelings that might have been hurt. So I had that feeling. And then started thinking about this whole situation with Growler. And it's kind of more or less the same thing. People on Growler can talk an amazing goddamn show. But when it's time for action, suddenly the show grinds to a halt. So I kind of thought about that for a little while. I kind of thought about that whole bear community thing, that whole phrase and concept of community. You listen to people who have been around for a couple decades and they talk about the Old Bear Brotherhood. The bear scene is so commercial and unfriendly today. I miss the days of the 90s of the Old Bear Brotherhood. Bullshit. And I'll tell you why. If anyone laments to you about the good old days of the Bear Brotherhood, here's what they're telling you in shorthand, or here's what they're telling you that they really don't want to come out and directly tell you. Now, most of us who have been on the internet and surf social media are familiar with this concept of privilege. The fact that you have some kind of advantage over other people that you did not earn. For example, as dumb and southern as I am, I still have some white privilege working for me. As low socioeconomic status as I am, I still have white privilege working for me. In the bear community, there is also a system of privilege. For example, we all know people who, when that little sperm met that egg and everything popped, they hit the goddamn genetic lottery. There are some people that I just call pretty bears because goddamn that's what they are. They got everything, man. They got the perfect body. Everything is proportioned right, big and wide. They got the right kind of beard. They got everything, man. Everything is goddamn perfect on them. And as they started making their way around bear space, they learned this. They learned that they could be shitty human beings because a majority of the people who identify as bears will take one look at them and say, I just want to fuck that person so bad, I don't care what they've done. So to get back off on my tangent, looks one form of privilege in the bear community. Money is another form of privilege in the bear community. I can tell you, for example, here in the Raleigh-Durham area, there are several bears who have money. And when I say have money, I don't mean as in I can pull out my wallet and there's $100. I mean when they have dinners for the local bear group, they're talking about where they've gone on vacation and who had the best cruise this year and who had the most extravagant vacation. All as they're getting expensive dinners and drinks. It should not surprise you that most of these motherfuckers vote Republican. Sorry, man. Rocket Raccoon. Got to do the left eye. It should also not surprise you that these bears who have a certain degree of money know that they have a certain degree of money. If you've been on Growler before, for example, you have seen the option for Sugar Bear or maybe Sugar Dad. I assure you, we're not talking about somebody with goddamn diabetes. That is not the kind of sugar that we're talking about. This is a rich dude who did not hit the genetic lottery, but for one reason or another, hit the actual lottery. They have tons of money and they don't give a shit who knows it. And they don't give a shit who sees them spending it. And they really don't give a shit who has to hear them talk and goddamn talk about their expensive cruises and vacations and cars and toys and fuck boys and all the other things that they get. So, source of bear privilege 1 is looks. They are bear pretty. Source of bear privilege 2 is money. They are bear Trump. And I'm falling on my own experience with the Raleigh-Durham Bears. Again, it may or may not surprise you that a lot of those motherfuckers who are talking about their cruises and their vacations and their cars and their clothes and their toys just happened to vote Republican. Now, I'll tell you both of those to get us back off of our tangent and on to the main point. Anybody who laments to you about the days of the Bear Brotherhood, I miss the days of the Bear Brotherhood in the 90s, either had looks privilege or they were fucking somebody who had looks privilege. They either had money privilege or they were fucking somebody who had money privilege, because that was what ran the Bear Brotherhood back in the 1990s. How do I know, you ask? Well, some of y'all know that I have been out for a very, very, very long time. And when I say I've been out, I'm talking about I've been out as queer and bisexual. Pick your word, or pick whichever word offends you less. And my first thought, back around 1991, when I discovered that there was a bear community, because I found a porno mag called Bear, gotta go figure. My thought was kind of like that video from Blind Melon. Remember that scene where the little bee girl is walking down the street and she looks off and she sees a gate and she sees people in bee costumes dancing behind it, and she just runs her adorable little heart out and she opens that gate and she starts dancing because she found her people? I had a moment like that when I found Bear Magazine. If you remember Bear Magazine from the early 90s, before it became corporatized and prettified back in the mid to late 90s, early issues of Bear Magazine were not bear pretty. The guys had long hair. The guys had long beards. They looked like bikers. They looked like the kind of guys that you wanted to put in a vat of Rid Lice Killer before you would do anything with them. But I took a look at them. I'm like, oh my God, this is my community, man. Big old hairy dudes. Because up until then, all I had for gay were skinny little twinkie effeminate dudes. And I'm not bagging on skinny little twinkie effeminate dudes. I just had to throw a guy out of my Telegram chat room the other day because he was bashing on effeminate boys. We don't do that. Effeminate boys cannot help that they are effeminate. However, we do not hate effeminate boys who are effeminate. If they come on to us, we treat them with the same dignity and respect that we would want to be treated if we were coming on to someone who did not want our uglies bumping into them. So here I was, young, dumb, and 20 years old, coming into bear space during the so-called glory days of the Bear Brotherhood. And let me tell you, my reaction was not like the bee girl at the bridge of that Blind Melon song. My reaction was like the bee girl at the beginning of the Blind Melon song, with a bunch of middle-aged old queens looking at me like, what's this little fat boy doing here, Matt? I want a daddy or a twink, and he ain't a daddy or a twink. So I had that episode with Midwest Fur Fest, the Furry Con, not the rip-off Bear Con that took their name. And I just kind of thought, why the fuck am I doing this, man? I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the way that I look when I have a beard. But with a bald hair and a bald head and a beard, that's always been the big issue with bear culture that I've seen. As much as bears bitch about twinks, and believe you me, bears will bitch about twinks like crazy. Because here's a culture that's so built on this concept of cartoonish, caricaturish masculinity that they need someone else that they can point to and say, we're not like them. Twinks make a damn good foil for that. So you have bears sitting around and they're bashing on twink culture. They're all clones. They all look the same. They all buy the same clothes from Abercrombie and Fitch. They all do their hair the same way. They all speak the same way. Yas, girl. And I'm sitting here for my fat ass on the sidelines with a big old bowl of popcorn like Michael Jackson. Because what I see in bear culture, I see the same goddamn clones. And I've seen the same goddamn clones since the late 1990s, ever since Jack Radcliffe came along and had that genetic lottery look that had all the other guys just beating their dicks to hamburger in the closets, a majority of them. And then suddenly you look at bear porn in the 90s, and every goddamn guy looks like a clone of Jack Radcliffe. If you didn't have the right beard, if you didn't have the right build, if you didn't have the right body shape, if you didn't have the right goddamn hairdo, man, at one point in time in the 90s, I decided, you know, my hair has always been short. My hair, like, when I say short, I mean like this short. Get the buzzers out, buzz it down once a week or so. Good to go. Easy to take care of. But then it became about you got to have the right hairstyle too. So what I decided was, in my 20s, it's like I've had short hair for a long goddamn time. I want to grow out a ponytail. And oh my God, you have never seen bears shit in their pants so fast. I swear, once the hair hit about here, I couldn't quite pull it back. That was the big thing. When I could pull it in a ponytail, that brought certain people back to the table. But when it was in that weird little transition phase, I had so many damn bears come up to me. I wanted to fuck you, but you've got long hair and I don't want to fuck you now. I'm looking at them as like, if I wanted to fuck you, you'd have had tiger seed in you or on you from within 2 days of me meeting you. But thank you for caring, though, and thank you for sharing that worthless opinion. But that's what it became about. Bear culture became all about the costume. Were you going to be the money daddy bear? Were you going to be the leather bear? More recently, and I'm going to piss people off and y'all can deal with this, are you going to be the pup? Swear to God, man. When the fuck did pup culture overtake bear culture? It's just like it's a cheap costume, man. It's like people who go out and buy cheap fursuits on eBay. People will go out and pick up a pup mask and a harness and instant bear. So anyway, you've got all these different costumes. And what I realized was I had fallen into the trap of one of the big costumes. The shaved head and the beard. Or conversely, the shaved head and the goatee. Now, for a while in the 90s, the buzz cut goatee was kind of the default costume for guys in the closet who didn't totally want to come out, or Guys who identified as bear who didn't want to grow a beard because they liked their job just a little more than they liked getting their dick sucked at a bar on Friday night. So they would have a buzz cut and a goatee, man. We called them BG Bears. Buzz cut goatees. And what I realized was I had fallen into that pattern. So my all-purpose disaffectedness with modern bear culture and all the high school girl bullshit that goes along with it, and believe me, y'all who have talked to me know I know all about high school girl bullshit, man. I jumped on that crazy train when I was 15. I just decided one day, screw it, man. I pulled out the clippers. I took the beard down, did a really nice shave job around it, shaved the head, took out my little Gillette razor, put the one guard on it, took the rest of the goatee down to something really short. I'm okay with that. So to answer your big question, what happened to your face? Why are you dressing like that? Because I have stopped giving a shit about bear culture. I have stopped giving a shit about what tired queens on the internet with their Tumblr accounts and their Growler accounts and some of these little chicken hawks on Telegram have to say about the way that I look or the way that I live my life. I am totally done with that, man. Some of y'all know I had a few life changes that I've gone through, and this is part of it. A tiger lost his balls to get his balls back. And that conversation went on way too goddamn long. Here I thought that was going to be a quick 5-minute conversation, and here we are 27 minutes into the video, but fact of the matter is I'm shirtless and a bunch of y'all are jacking off at this point in time, so all's good with the world, right? So Christmas happened. Christmas came. Christmas went. So the big issue I always have is the world seems to shut down around 2 or 3 p.m. on the 24th. And the world doesn't reactivate again until around 8 or 9 a.m. on the 26th. So what that meant was I had to do something with myself for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day for food. Because I wasn't even sure if McDonald's was going to be open. I couldn't remember if my good old go-to, now that Burger King is gone, would be open on Christmas or not. So I kind of took a page out of A Christmas Story. Christmas Day, I wound up taking myself over to this little Chinese buffet, and apparently every other goddamn person within 30 miles of the city had the exact same idea. It was just fucking wall-to-wall, arm-to-arm redneck in there. I shouldn't say that, man. This is Cary, North Carolina. Sorry, it was wall-to-wall, shoulder-to-shoulder white person in there. And when I say white person, I mean WIPO. WIPIPO. You're sitting there asking, what the hell does that mean? You're in front of a goddamn computer with a browser that can tab. Open up a tab and go to goddamn Google and spell that. I'll give it to you one more time. WIPIPO. WIPO. Those are the folks who were having Christmas buffet. had a weird thought as I was stuffing my face full of sushi on Christmas. The God of the Old Testament can get a girl knocked up and split, and everyone celebrates him and celebrates his son. Why is it when I do that shit, man, I get people giving me grief for it on social media? Not that that's going to be an issue for that much longer. So the current question I'm getting on Facebook a lot is, how big are you? How big are you? The official answer is not enough. However, I'm pretty damn sure I'm at 325, if not more. I haven't stepped on a scale in a while. Actually, that isn't the case. I was at a doctor's office in November, stepped on the scale, but I was kind of in that weird tunnel vision mode when I was in there, and I don't even remember the number that was on the damn scale. So 2017 is almost gone. What a fucking weird year it was, man. This is going to surprise you, but when I'm in the car and driving around, I listen to a lot of NPR, man. They've been doing a lot of end-of-year reflection stuff. All the big important things, all the big important movies, all the big important music, but then also the people that we've died and the big news events that we've had, man. And god damn it, if Agent Orange's name doesn't appear in a lot of that crazy shit, man, we got 3 more years of it. And it feels like just yesterday I was sitting in this chair, stuffing my face with food, guzzling down beers. I said we'd get through it together. And so far, man, year 1 down. Bring on year 2 of the orange pussy grabber. So I can't think of too much else to talk about at this point in time. I'm just kind of in that weird space. So anyway, if y'all want to reach out to me, man, I make myself available, and I'll talk to anybody, even if they're goddamn weird. If they're weird for too long, I'll cut them off. Like that guy who kept asking me about fetishes and who thought that I was a life support system for this. Like somehow I could take the phone. Where is the phone? There we go. I could somehow take the phone and, hello, yes, this is Botch. Oh, the belly, here you go. I could just put the phone there and he could interact with it. God damn. I'm kind of liking this. I'm like human Velcro now. Some of y'all who are astute and paying attention will see that there's another change that I've made. And some of y'all now are about to scroll all the way back to the beginning of the video and watch again to see if you can figure this out. Human Velcro, man. I like this shit. So anyway, best way to get in touch with me. So like I said, man, when you heard me make that fuck up earlier in the video, this is pretty much the best way to get a hold of me anymore. If you can get me via something on this phone, you and I can interact as long as you're not a goddamn creeper. No creepers, please. So we got Telegram, Big Fat Stripey Cat, bigfatstripeycat. Twitter, I'm a little more careful about, but it's Fat Stripey Cat. FATSTRIPEYCAT. Send me a message, tell me who you are, prove to me that you're a real person and not a bot, and I will add you back. We got Tumblr. I'm starting to put more stuff on Tumblr, although god damn it, man, I put a video up on Tumblr and some little motherfucker got it flagged for nudity, man. Now if you saw the video is me basically sitting in a chair rubbing like this, opened up the jeans, and all you could see was either underwear or fat pad. Esso didn't come out in that video. Um, anyway, no nudity whatsoever, but some little motherfucker got it flagged, and I get hate mail from Tumblr. We've suspended your video. And I had to put in an appeal, and it was a big old pain in my fat ass. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with Tumblr anymore, man. I think it's overrun with the social justice political correctors who are trying to sanitize anything with a penis from it. But we'll see. I may push my luck. Maybe go out in a blaze of glory, man, like John Bon Jovi. Let's see. Facebook, Big Fat Strappy Cat, BIGFATSTRIPEYCAT. Kick. I'm going to have to get you that number for Kick here in just a second. Bear with me. Fucking fat thumbs and this S7 ain't playing right together. There we go. Kick, you can find me at 919-618-8452. Anything else here? As I'm scrolling through, if you got videos you want to see made, send me a little love on PayPal, and I will be more than happy to do it. PayPal address is bigfatstripeycat@gmail.com, BIGFATSTRIPEYCAT @gmail.com. Send me some details about the video and give me a little time to schedule some time to make it. You know, that reminds me, I think I am going to start making some videos for the hamster of X and the tube of X. So you can find me there at Big Fat Strappy Cat. Don't know when I'm going to make a video or what the videos are going to look like, but I'm kind of feeling that side of my personality coming back out to play a little bit. Let's see here. I think that's no. WhatsApp. All right, two more, man. I gotta clean up the damn desktop on this phone. So Skype is easy. Skype is Big Fat Strappy Cat, BIGFATSTRIPEYCAT, and WhatsApp that I never use. The only time I ever use WhatsApp is when I get someone in South Asia who wants to have a conversation with me, which isn't much these days. But for some reason, that's the big thing. Oh, God damn it. So I think it's that number that I read off earlier, that 919 number. I'll tell you what, if it's not that 919 number, use Big Fat Strappy Cat. I can almost guarantee that you will find me on WhatsApp one of those two ways. So let's see here. I'm going to do one more swing, and then we'll call it quits on this. So Skype is very simple. Big Fat Strappy Cat. BIGFATSTRIPEYCAT. WhatsApp, you can either use that number. Of course, I got to go digging it back up, man. I'm such a fucking sad fatty, I can't even remember that. 919-618-8452. 919-618-8452 is also my Kick number if you want to go ahead and find me on Kick. Tumblr is Big Fat Strappy Cat, BIGFATSTRIPEYCAT. Facebook is Big Fat Strappy Cat, BIGFATSTRIPEYCAT. Telegram is Big Fat Strappy Cat, BIGFATSTRIPEYCAT. So, folks, there we go. 2017 was a crazy hell of a year. Some of y'all know me personally and know some of the crazy shit that's happened behind the scenes. I'm just hoping for a more relaxed 2018, man. That's all that I want. I can take a 2018 with no drama, no crazy whatsoever. So I hope the rest of y'all have a happy and safe new year. I hope that you have a good 2018, and I guess I will see y'all at some point in time in 2018. Y'all take care of each other. Be good. We'll talk to you later.